Pleasant good afternoon and welcome to this live broadcast here at the nation's capital, respectively at the Ministry of Information, where it's a host of government propaganda arms, uh, where the government uses to provide informations to the audience or their citizens. Well, today the time is 3:40 p.m. 3:41, 3:40 p.m. in Monrovia, and it's a very cool, cool weather. First, not a friendly cool weather this afternoon. St. Augustine Biounion. We are outside of the information ministry where we have been informed that the government of Liberia, through its joint security, is expected to host one of its major press conference following the rigmarole and intertwine at the Liberia and Guinea border dispute in Foya Solomba port of entry. After several weeks of joint security operations, diplomatic talk, the president traveled from here to Guinea to have a high level diplomatic meeting, and the Guinean military crossing over to the Makana River, and, and being stationed there. Today, the joint security team headed by the Ministry of Justice, which is the Justice Minister, is expected to brief the, the press on several national security issues affecting Liberia at the Makona River and other bordering points across Liberia. And also, you can record there have been several speculations that the Guinean soldiers are literally advancing in other parts of Lova, which were dismissed by a few media outlets. That the Konandu town, the flag of the Guinea military have been planned since March 9 of this year, prior to rumors of other media houses that uh, the Guinean authorities are gradually encroaching on that particular side of Lofa County. Well, with that, we've been informed that high level of joint security team comprises of the Liberia National Police, the Liberia Immigration Service, the the armed forces of Liberia, which is a national defense, are expected to converge this afternoon at the Ministry of Information, where they will project ways forward in how Liberia will handle their their border dispute between Guinea and Liberia. I got Mohammed here from Exclusive Online TV, who will join us just to provide some perspective of the happenings ahead of the press conference. Mohammed, welcome.
Yeah, Augustine Sir, let me say a pleasant welcome to your followers. Let me say welcome to all those who are witnessing this build up to the press conference that is expected to be held here at the Ministry of Information by the Joint Security of Liberia that is under the watch of the Justice Minister Oxford Toy. Uh, and then Geraldine George will also be here to brief the public on what Liberia is doing in order to protect her territory. Remember, there have been quote unquote rumors within the news that Guineans are claiming the land of Liberia. Just after which you had the MRU, the head of meeting in Conakry, where the president of Liberia, Joseph Yuma Boakai, if he flew to Sierra Leone in free time, and then he left with Mada Bio of Sierra Leone. They both landed in Guinea Conakry to discuss a diplomatic to have a diplomatic discussion with President Dumbuya, the military leader who's a little became democratic leader where they went through a referendum. But then in that meeting, it was being said that upon the return of the president, Joseph Imabwaka, His Excellency, to Liberia, he said that both countries they are not willing to go into war, and everything is being discussed amicably. But just token of eye, a couple of days, there are also rumors within the news that Ghanaians have taken over some part of Lofa County, Kwaduboni, there in Lofa County. So that raised a fear, and since this entire process, there has not been a formal statement from the national security. So today, sir, this is going to be the very first statement. This is going to be the very first position statement from the national security, most especially the looking at the justice ministry angle and that of the defense and minister side.
Just so there were full house from the House of Legislature, ranking from the Speaker, the Deputy Speaker, and other committee members pay a visit to the Solomba Port of Entry, and with the assessment, they declare, especially the Speaker declares 72 hours ultimatum to the LRRC and the National Disaster Agency to begin going in Lofa County to provide shelter, provide foods for the people that are in panic at the moment. But again, few opponents see it as a political jargon to believe that the speaker was making political statement. But I don't know dive into that. And just before the speaker could go there, we saw a huge consignment of job security headed by the police RG, the police inspector general, Honorable Greco, O.W. Common. He went there, assessed the place, and said that he will continue providing security for the folks around the community dwellers in the Solaba Port of Entry and beyond Lofa County, which the people themselves said that, oh yes, we feel relief seeing the huge conversion of state security here, that alone show relief. But mind you, they are still complaining of everything that have been happening. There have never been a day or single day to see the armed forces of Liberia. Yes, we saw the military troop leaving from Monrovia, enter Vonjama, head to Foya, which they are stationed at the Liberia Immigration Service or training base in Foya. But there was not a day they have been deployed at the border. So today, many of us, many Liberians, wanted to hear from the Chief of Staff of the Armed Forces of Liberia and the Defense Minister as to why the armed forces are yet to be deployed. Uh, is it that they are waiting on a legislative act or order from the executive before they can take set actions, or probably the Liberian community, our government, is just trying to handle this diplomatically, amicably, are working behind the scene. They are still talking behind closed door, but day by day, every morning, every night, the people of Solomba complain. They are living in fear. In fact, they are even afraid at the moment that anything can happen at any time.
Yes, exactly like what you said. Anything can happen at any time. Definitely, you expect them to live in fear. But like you mentioned, diplomatic approach. Remember, like bro, for the 14 years civil crisis, and I don't think anyone yet in Liberia is willing to go back into this. And Guinea has not experienced anything in the Civil War. She
Absolutely
has not experienced
no.
anything in the Civil War.
Again,
And
just
yeah,
yesterday,
in yesterday,
they,
some warlock making
for
statement.
Limba
Yeah,
County,
they are making statement preparing. They are saying they are prepared. And trust me, sir, I, I'm not gonna I'm not gonna define who's gonna be affected heavily if a crisis to happen here today. But sir, looking at Liberia who have experienced in the civil crisis, if anything of such,
while
yes,
talking, this is a arrival of the Justice Minister.
yeah, Minister Toy.
He is arriving here already. That signal that they had a whole one-day meeting before they can come in. Now the Justice Minister is arriving. A signal that yes, the press conference hold. They are ready to brief the public on the high level um, meetings that were held since morning, up to 3 to 4 hours. Justice Minister and other security apparatus been in close door meeting to discuss the issues affecting Liberia border. Now he's arriving at the Information Ministry.
Yes,
What
Augustine.
do you think about it?
Yes, Augustine. Like I told you, that this is a significant, this important 1 year for Liberia because there has not been a formal position statement from the national security since this entire Hegel Pekere argument there of Liberia border being intruded by Guineans. So this is very significant for just the minister to be here today. Look at General George also to be here to speak to the Liberian people. Liberians are eager to learn. Liberians are eager to hear what they have to say to them. So all ears are glued to the radio. All eyes have been glued to the television to witness to hear exactly what they have to say to Liberians.
He been ushered in by Minister Daniel Sando of the Information Ministry. They're gonna have some talk, people coming to the press and commence the briefing. But we also hope to see the police RG, hope to see the defense minister, hope to see other. I think this is a rival of one of the defense minister. I don't know. This could be Brigadier Jordan Josh. This could be Hofigo. Serious thing. This could be. I'm sure this could be Hofigo.
But why isn't all those heavily? Yes. This is
the defense.
The defense minister, General George.
You got to put general because we be all your content.
Exactly. Here comes the arrival of General George. Just after a split second arrival of
also being accompanied along with the chief of staff of the armed forces of Liberia, General Fuller.
General Fuller is also been.
Yes, sir.
She looks tired. She looks very exhausted.
No, made her look tired.
Just a teaser, just a crack eye. You saw her responding.
So that's it, Mohammed. At least we expected but now we should be seeing the Liberia Immigration bus, should be seeing the Liberia National Police bus. I think these are the two significant figures for now to arrive at any moment.
Yeah, exactly. So the most significant figures, they were just in time, just within a split seconds after the arrival of Minister Toy. You saw the arrival of. So both are here in attendance. Liberians, all glued to the television, all glued to the radio, to listen, to witness what the national security has to say to Liberians there in Lofa County. They are living with one thing.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
They are just recording the World War II, World War III. They are remembering of some of what occurred during the time of the 14-year civil crisis in Liberia, and they are not wanting, they are not waiting, they are not of that, they are not of that willing mind to see themselves going back to those days when Liberia fought the 14-year civil crisis, and then she benefited nothing of it.
I'm sure we are not going through that dark days anymore.
No, 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 sir.
Our people are setting for peace. I'm 100% sure the government will do everything in that way possible to protect our sovereignty.
Yes, I see. One of the things the government need to frown on is the issues of the statement from former warlords,
Mm-hmm.
saying they are prepared, they are waiting. If Guinea cannot back down on this, they are willing to to go into war with a neighboring system. So it's not a good statement at all for the country. It's not a good statement. Whether they were doing it in good faith, whether they were doing it in the interest of the state, but it is not a good one for the country. What we need to be discussing, like the president did, a diplomatic engagement was significant. The MRU, if the MRU cannot handle this easy, then let the ECOWAS come comes in, because the MRU is honored the ECOWAS. MRU is just a 3 member state. I remember Guinea, Australia was affected from this thing at with Guinea, and then yesterday was Sierra Leone and Liberia. That Liberia is being affected. Liberia having the same conversation with.
And why this morning we were on the news, Guinea took a very drastic decision. They are about deporting
Sierra Leoneans.
about hundreds of Sierra Leone or like Guinea. Do you think Liberia could be next? They might be also be thinking we have to deport Liberians out of year 2 as well. If we can take Sierra Leone or our country, one more about Liberian.
Yeah,
I think our government should be looking in that direction as well. That the Guineans can say, you look, you Sierra Leone pack your things and leave. I think that next decision will be Liberians. You gotta pack as well.
sure,
Leave
sir.
our country.
Yeah,
Don't you think so, one?
yes, sir. There's a saying that says the driving of the old leave is a warning to the young ones. So, by Sierra Leone deporting, by Sierra Leone being deported from Guinea, it's a warning to Liberia. It's a warning to Liberians there in Guinea. But here comes the question, sir. What happens to the Guineans living in Liberia? What happens to the Guineans living in Sierra Leone? You have huge number of Guineans residing in Liberia. In fact, I still be corrected. They are the major controller of the Liberian market.
Liberian market.
They are the major controller. So what happens to the Guineans that are residing in Liberia? What happened to the Fulanese, the Mandingos, the Soso, the Guinea Pele? That's why we have a Pele in Liberia, but we also have a Guinea Pele that are also residing, that they are also doing business. So what happens if Liberia decide to deport them? There's issues that can be handled amicably. There's issues that we can get into and discuss it amicably and resolve it instead of the approach Guinea has used to deport Sierra Leone from Guinea. I don't think it was a good a decision. Whoever made a decision, whoever recommended that decision, I think it was a poor one. And from then, the score is 0. It's a political 0. I would say for free political 0 and from that angle, sir. So it's not a good one at all.
Thank you, Mohammed. We will now join our colleagues from in.